That's right. There is so much good news, so much winning out of the Trump White House right now that the mainstream legacy media can't keep up with it.
Can one woman, barely old enough to rent a car, bring a billion-dollar TV empire to its knees? That's the question tearing through the internet like wildfire, as Karoline Leavitt, the 27-year-old White House press secretary, is rumored to have hit The View with a jaw-dropping $800 million lawsuit. Word on the street is Joy Behar's losing sleep, Whoopi Goldberg's lawyering up, and ABC's scrambling like a ship taking on water. Sponsors are supposedly jumping ship, producers are in meltdown mode, and the hosts? They might have just poked the wrong bear. This isn't just another day in daytime TV. It's a full-on media earthquake, and the aftershocks are hitting hard. Did The View cross a line that'll cost them everything? Or is this whole saga a viral fever dream cooked? Up for clicks? You're gonna want to hear every twist, so don't touch that dial. But first, let's set the stage. Smash that like button if you're sick of media double standards, subscribe to stay one step ahead of the spin, and share this with someone who thinks The View is just cozy coffee talk. Already subscribed? You're my kind of people. Buckle up, this is gonna get wild. Let's start with the woman at the center of this storm, Karoline Leavitt. At 27, she's not just young, she's the youngest White House press secretary in U.S. history, handpicked by President Donald Trump in January 2025 to carry his message. Born in New Hampshire, Leavitt grew up in a house where Fox News was the soundtrack of her childhood. She was barely out of college when she landed a White House internship, then climbed the ranks as a communications aide for Rep. Elise Stefanik and a Newsmax contributor. By 2022, she was running for Congress, waving the MAGA flag high and proud. She didn't win, but Trump saw something in her. A pit bull in stilettos, ready to take on the media's heavyweights. Now she's behind the White House podium, dishing out sound bites that light up X like a Christmas tree. Conservatives call her a rock star, a fearless warrior who doesn't flinch. Critics? They see a loose cannon, firing off claims that don't always check out. Either way, she's a force. Just ask Jon Stewart, who thought he'd roast her on The Daily Show, only to get schooled in a viral clip that had conservative accounts chanting her name. That's Leavitt. Zero chill, all fight. But when The View decided to take a swing, they might have misjudged their target. So what went down to spark this alleged legal inferno? It's January 2025, and The View's hosts are in their element, serving up hot takes to a cheering crowd. Joy Behar, the queen of no filter, drops a line that lands like a grenade. Talking about Leavitt's new gig as press secretary, she smirks and says, "Trump probably picked her because she's a 10. The audience laughs, but online, it's like someone lit a match in a room full of dynamite. The comments seen as a cheap shot, implying Leavitt's looks, not her brains, got her the job. Then Whoopi Goldberg jumps in, tearing into Leavitt's vow to keep wokeness out of the White House. Without that wokeness, you might not even have that job, Whoopi snaps. Women weren't invited to that table back in the day. Sunny Hostin piles on, dubbing Leavitt Trump's Gen Z mouthpiece, like she's just a puppet on a string. The segment's a slam dunk for The View's loyal fans, but on X and TikTok, it's a different vibe. Clips of the episode spread faster than gossip at a high school reunion, racking up millions of views. Hashtags like Soccer Boycott The View and Karoline Fights Back trend for days. Conservative influencers cry foul, accusing the hosts of body shaming and trying to tank Leavitt's career. One X post sums it up. Joy Behar just proved why The View's toxic. Karoline's a boss and they can't handle it. The outrage is deafening, and Leavitt's supporters are out for blood. But here's where it gets juicy. Those comments weren't just spicy TV drama. They might have kicked off a legal war that could change everything. Now, let's talk about the $800 million elephant in the room. On April 1st, 2025, a YouTube channel called Agenda Insight drops a video that sends the internet into a tailspin, titled, "The View Begs Karoline Leavitt." To stop her $800 million lawsuit, it's got over 166,000 views and counting. The claim? Leavitt's legal team filed a monster defamation suit in federal court, accusing The View of trying to ruin her reputation. According to the video, Behar's 10 comment and the host's jabs were more than just shade. They were a calculated hit job to paint Levitt as a lightweight and sabotage her career. The story's got all the makings of a Hollywood blockbuster. A young conservative hero, a smug media giant, and a courtroom showdown. The video claims Levitt's lawyers have receipts, edited clips of the episode, alleged internal The View memos showing the hosts ignored legal warnings, and even social media posts from fans calling for Levitt's head. It paints a wild picture of ABC in chaos, execs in nonstop meetings, sponsors like big-name brands pulling ads, and producers scrubbing footage like it's evidence in a murder trial. X posts fan the flames, with users claiming ABC's facing reputational Armageddon. One viral tweet reads, "Caroline's got The View on the ropes. Time to pay up." It's the kind of tale that hooks you, a David and Goliath battle where the underdog's swinging hard. But just when you thought, it couldn't get crazier, another bombshell drops. Enter the second lawsuit, and this one's a doozy. On April 19, 2025, Magnet TV Genius Data, another YouTube channel, ups the ante with a video titled, "Caroline Leavitt Finally Wins 800mm Lawsuit Against The View." With over 278,000 views, it claims Leavitt didn't just stop at one suit. She doubled down with a second, accusing the hosts of retaliatory defamation. The story goes that The View's hosts, instead of cooling it after the first lawsuit, went full throttle. Allegedly, they mocked Levitt again on air, with Whoopi smirking, "She's lucky we even gave her airtime." The audience lapped it up, but Levitt's legal team saw dollar signs. The new suit claims these fresh jabs were a deliberate middle finger to the first case, a brazen attempt to humiliate her while the courts were watching. The video describes ABC as a sinking ship, with Joy Behar fuming, Sunny Hostin ghosting, and Whoopi calling every lawyer in her Rolodex. Insiders supposedly spilled that the network's bleeding cash as advertisers vanish like they've seen a ghost. One X post nails it. "Caroline's playing chess while The View's stuck on checkers. This is war." The narrative's electric. But here's the big question. Is this epic showdown for real, or is it all smoke and mirrors? Time to hit pause and dig for the truth, because this story's twistier than a pretzel. Fact-checking heavyweights like Snopes and Lead Stories have weighed in, and their verdict's brutal. The lawsuits are pure fiction. Snopes, in a May 1st, 2025 report, says there's no trace of an $800 million suit or a second one. No court filings, no press releases from Leavitt, nada. Lead Stories on April 23, 2025, debunked a related claim that Whoopi fled the country over the lawsuit, calling it an AI-generated hoax. Both outlets point fingers at Agenda Insight and Magnet TV Genius Data, YouTube channels notorious for spinning fake tales for clicks. These guys have a rap sheet. Fake stories about Melania Trump suing The View, Carrie Underwood doing the same, even Elon Musk getting kicked out of a coffee shop for wearing a MAGA hat. All bunk. The videos rely on edited clips, voiceovers, and zero hard evidence. A quick Google search backs it up. No legit news outlets touch the story. If Levitt had filed a suit this big, it'd be plastered across CNN, Fox, you name it. Plus, The View's still on air, and Levitt's mum, not exactly the vibe of someone waging legal war. So why'd this rumor blow up? It's outrage bait, plain and simple. The internet loves a good villain, and The View's hosts fit the bill for conservative audiences. But if the lawsuits are fake, what's keeping Levitt's name in lights? Let's pivot to the real drama, because Levitt's actual controversies are spicier than any made-up lawsuit. For starters, she's not suing anyone. She's the one being sued. The Associated Press filed a lawsuit in 2025 against Leavitt, along with other Trump aides, claiming she blocked their access to White House events over a bizarre spat about calling the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. The AP says it's a First Amendment violation, and Levitt's response? A shrug and a claim she's in the right. Then there's her stunt hosting MAGA influencer briefings, ditching traditional reporters for pro-Trump TikTokers and YouTubers. Critics called it a mockery of journalism. Her fans called it a middle finger to the establishment. X lit up with memes, one joking, "Caroline's press room is basically a Trump fan convention." Add to that a fashion flap, she got dragged for wearing a China-made dress while Trump railed against Chinese imports. The shade was relentless. with one viral post quipping, "Caroline's dress is more controversial than her lies." And don't forget her ties to Project 2025, a right-wing policy blueprint she helped craft, despite denying it. CNN dug up a video of her coaching future MAGA staffers, contradicting her claim that it's unrelated to Trump's agenda. Through it all, Levitt's a media gladiator, turning every scandal into a stage. Her clapback at Jon Stewart, still a conservative meme goldmine. So what's the fallout for The View and the media at large? Zoom out, and this saga, fake lawsuits and all, has The View looking shaky. For years, they've tossed out hot takes, like confetti, but Levitt's story, real or not, has them on notice. Insiders whisper ABC's tightened the leash, with producers reportedly vetting scripts like hawks. The hosts? They're tiptoeing, aware one wrong word could spark another firestorm. But it's bigger than one show. If the lawsuits were real, legal experts say they'd rewrite defamation law, making it easier to sue YouTubers, podcasters, anyone with a platform. Even without a courtroom, Levitt's forced a reckoning. X posts are relentless, with one viral thread calling The View a propaganda machine dressed as girl talk. The broader stakes? Media ethics, free speech, and who gets to shape the narrative. Levitt's not just a press secretary. She's a cultural battering ram, exposing cracks in legacy media's armor. Whether she planned it or not, she's got ABC, CNN, and others glancing over their shoulders. And that's why this story's got legs. It's not about one lawsuit, it's about power, truth, and who gets the last word. So where do we land? Caroline Leavitt, a 27-year-old political rookie, has The View on edge, or so the internet would have you believe. The $800 million lawsuit? A YouTube fairy tale, spun by channels chasing views. But the real story, Levitt's meteoric rise, The View's stumbles, and a media world teetering on change, is wilder than fiction. This isn't about one court case. It's about a young conservative shaking the foundations of a media giant, real or imagined. So here's the question. Is Levitt dismantling the glass castle of legacy media? Or is she just the spark that lit a fire we've all been waiting to see? Drop your take in the comments. I'm all eyes. And don't sleep on this. Hit that like button if you're done with media smoke and mirrors, subscribe to catch the next twist, and share this with anyone who needs a reality check. Because this fight's just warming up, and you don't want to miss what's next. Stay locked in.